So yeah, Adrian and I were talking, I'd say like on Wednesday or Tuesday again, about different methods we have about ways we kind of step back from heavy situations and that kind of help us cultivate a bigger picture mindset for things. Or the first thing for me was about working backwards, and this is something that actually I learned when I was younger, when I was still living in Pleasanton. And
the good old days.
The good old days when I was just a wee lad.
Little boy.
It was when I'm trying to phrase this correctly, because in a way, if we're talking about goals, working backwards,
you're trying to put the goal first, really.
Yeah.
You know?
So you start with really anything, because this is any general thing. Like, say for example, for me, it was to graduate high school with superintendents. That was me at the time, because that was my big picture. Yeah. That was me at the picture. So I was thinking,
that's the biggest thing in your life.
Yeah, I want to be cool in high school, and I want to get good grades. So how I did that, working backwards, was, what do I have to do first? First cultivate the will to do that. Of course. I didn't phrase it like that. I was a lot younger, so I just said, like, do good, be dedicated. Well, but as you get older, like, I think we're at a point now, at least, where we can see things for kind of what we'd more personally like to have in our lives, rather than just short term, like, have a good channel.
You think more about the long term.
Yeah. So in this sense,
in high school, you're in your own little world.
Yeah, and you can't see beyond the borders. You'll come across, like, after high school.
It's a natural progression.
Yeah. Look, we're talking like I bet there's some adults watching us right now. Like, these kids know
nothing. Like, no, we're mostly we're addressing people our age.
Yeah, we're just
But I mean, most of these can be applied or kind of placed in different ways. A lot of what we're saying can be interpreted in a way that can be beneficial to you specifically, even if it's not directed at your specific situation. Right.
So for me, one of them was to graduate college, and you get to find out what I want to do with my life, as in the career terms, because that's something a lot of people struggle with. We can maybe talk about that on like another one, like specifically about career path. But say if I went into psych, like, just for me an example, and you make this your own, but I think first get a paper or a sticky note or something, and write at the very right side, first write down, like, in a circle, what my goal is. So in this case, graduating high school or graduating college with
at this point
a psych degree. Yeah. Then I say, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to go back or to do that? So I draw a line backwards, like going left, and draw another bubble. From there I have to get good grades.
Yeah, maybe write like the classes you have to take, just something like that.
Get good grades, establish good connections, get my foot in the door. What do I have to do that? Write another circle from that one going left. So you're going from right to left on the page with another circle. Get good grades and stay on top of things. Maybe in that bubble also write. Look into career paths. So, I think hopefully you guys get the general idea there. Just having whatever goal it is in mind. And
you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Goal in mind from there, and working backwards from that. So it could really be any goal that it is, whether if it's achieving, something in the next few years, or, I think it's a bit harder to do looking down the road, like having.
I know what you mean. Like, you if you start where you are now, and then you try and think, okay, like I'll use your situation for example. You're like, okay, well, I'm a high schooler and I want to graduate college with a psychology degree, right? I want to become, I don't know, a therapist or something, right? I don't know. And what most people would do is they would say, okay, well, I'm going to take this and this classes in high school, and when I get to college, I'll go to this college because they're really good at psychology, right? They got a bunch of good pathways for that. And what that generally can do is it can really, while the attention is good, what will happen is you'll start to spread out in a bunch of different directions, and all of a sudden it's not just psychology, right?
Yeah.
Now it's a bunch of other things that relate to that. It might be like philosophy or teaching, or being a professor somewhere, or being an author maybe on a subject. And because what that can do is when you start right now, right, most people when they're in high school and college, if you were to pick where they are right now and ask them, hey, what do you want to do? I mean, they
Right.
say, well, I want to be this, but being this could also be cool. And it's
okay.
not that, and that's fine. But if you want a goal that is achievable, that you really want to get to, it's good to put the goal first, right? So that you can, because working backwards to where you are is easy because the goal is already there. You can't get lost going back to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're working towards 2 points, one of which is completely set and you don't have to worry about getting lost on your way there. Whereas if you just kind of go into it blindly saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, hopefully it helps getting me to psychology, right? Or hopefully it helps me to get to where I'm going, you might get lost along the way. And so I'm not saying you can't get there by doing that, but you might hit some bumps in the road. You might get to a bunch of detours that are unnecessary, that could have been avoided had you just made sure that the goal was the first thing in mind, that you're not, getting distracted, essentially.
Yeah. So like in essence, life, it's difficult for a bigger, to do my, the goal, having the end in mind and going backwards thing. Oh, how much time do we have left on that?
You still got time. I'm just checking.
I'll say it quickly and then we can cut off at, we do it again and start yours. For bigger picture things, of course, when I say this goal, I mean, it's better to work for things that that you can see definitely working around in the near future, like graduating from school. Maybe you want to get in better shape, and you can start backwards, like do this routine.
Oh yeah, that was one of your goals, huh?
Yeah. So, or if something else personal, like for us, it could be spiritually. Like, for example, we'll just use an example, like us, like getting closer to God. What do you do first? Relationship.
Read Bible.
Yeah,
pray,
and then work backwards. Another bubble bubble to get closer. Read scripture. Spend time with others. Relating to it.
Fellowship.
I do that. So it works better for goals that that
are direct, and it leaves less room for error.
Yeah,
I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, but make it your own. Also, you try this. Hopefully, this made sense. How much time do we have left on that one?
Yeah, this about 38 seconds left. So I guess we'll just cut this one off. Should we do another intermission, or should we just? I feel like maybe we'll just cut this one.
Well, you can start off on like a point and then cut it.
Yeah, we'll cut this off, but no intermission. We'll be right back.
All right, be right back. Awesome, we're back.
All right, so
that was very brief.
Yeah, that was a brief. To them, nothing passed.
Yeah,
really.
it was sometime, and then we're talking
about...
so
that was. You just gave 2 examples. That was having sticky notes, or really just any reminders of things around you to kind of remind you of what your goal is, and then backwards thinking to make sure that the goal is the ultimate thing. That's the paramount thing that you're working towards.
The sticky notes, I don't think I went into this too much. But
go into that.
Sticky notes is, use sticky notes or small notes or whatever. I use sticky notes because I write down, around my room just for different things. But sticky notes for writing down your goals or writing down like affirmations or something, anything like, the whole point of sticky notes is to write something that relates to what you're ultimately trying to achieve for anything, and putting it somewhere where you see it every day,
like in your bathroom mirror or at your door,
wherever that is. Stuff. So whether that be a quote about helping you getting pumped up to get in shape, or something to help you, a reminder for certain things to do these, or remember to do this activity, remember to be grateful for 3 things today, things that help you like really get to where you want to be personally, like for things like
get in the right
school.
Mindset.
So that doesn't require as much diving into as the bubble one, but